Hey guys, Mix here, and today we are back with another video with the RM125, and today we're going to be trying to get it running and driving correctly. So as you guys know from last video, the engine is all back together, and we did fire it up for the first time in a while, and it was not running right. It was leading out. There might be an air leak somewhere. What I did already off camera is I tested for an air leak between the carburetor and the engine, so the reeds, just to make sure that the connection from the carburetor to the reeds to the engine is all good, and there wasn't any change in RPM at all, so there's no air leak over there. I'm hoping that it's probably just a clogged jet or something that's making it lean out like it is. So today we're going to be taking off the carburetor, going through it. A lot of you guys were commenting to get it rebuilt, but some of you guys might be new viewers here to the channel, and this engine was actually fully rebuilt professionally at a shop. Brand new parts are all inside of it, but I'm going to go through it again because maybe while it was sitting, some of the leftover fuel might have evaporated and just got up and everything and just clogged everything up. So that's what I'm hoping for. So let's get started and start taking off this carburetor. Carburetor is out, so now we're going to take off the float and check up inside. Alrighty, let's see how it looks. Looks pretty good to me. We're still obviously going to clean it, take out the jets and everything, but it doesn't look too bad. Here's a closer look inside. The jets do look maybe a little bit clogged up, so we're going to take those out now, clean them all out, and then we'll put this thing back together.
2 days later.
Alrighty guys, so we are back here like 2 days later. I ended up needing to go out and do something the last time I recorded, and then yesterday it rained all day, but now we're back with the carb and carb cleaner. And I did actually notice that this float is actually tending to get stuck a lot. So I'm gonna try and shoot some cleaner down there. Maybe there might be something restricting it. Like I said before, this thing has brand new internals. It really is like in good condition. And a lot of you guys are saying to just buy a new carb, but finding a carburetor for this old of a bike is super duper hard, and if you do find one, they're super expensive and they might still need a rebuild. But this thing is like basically brand new inside. It might not look like it, but it is all new parts. It was professionally done at a shop. But I'm gonna take out the jets, clean them out, just try and clean everything. Make sure not to get any carb clean on any of the gaskets, because the carb cleaner will ruin them. But let's get started. All right, so the carb is clean. I didn't record all of the cleaning just because it's probably a little bit boring, but they're both nice and clear. And when I took off, so obviously the needle valve goes into this hole, and when I took off this piece, there was like a whole bunch of just trash in there. So that could have been restricting the flow of fuel into the carb, but it was like, there was like paper in there. So that could definitely be a reason. So I cleaned that all out. And now the floats are moving way better than before. So that's good. So I'm gonna start to put back together this carb, get it all buttoned up, and then we'll put it back onto the bike and see if this thing will run better. And if it does run better, then maybe in this video we could possibly drive it. So that'll be really awesome. I want to rip this thing so bad. So the carburetor's all back together, so now let's put it onto the bike. So the carburetor is on. What I'm gonna do before we hook up the fuel tank and everything is set the air fuel mixture screw back to like stock setting. Stock setting's around like 2.5 screws out, so I'm just gonna do it to that quick. Then we'll hook up the fuel tank and fire this puppy up. So we'll just slap the fuel tank on. So I just did the mixture screw. So we turn on the fuel, put on the choke, and here we go. Cross our fingers and hope that this thing will run correct. Alrighty guys, here we go. Alright, it's a little bit better. Alrighty guys, so I was running it with the choke off, and last time it ran really bad with the choke off, and it's still not running great. It's running better, definitely a lot better than last time, but it just still bogs on the bottom end. High RPMs, it runs fine. You know, people are saying that it's leaning out, so obviously I don't want to run it while it's leaning because that'll blow up the engine. And then also some of you guys were saying that it's an air leak. Before I, went back into the engine, this thing ran great. It ran perfect. And all I did inside is touch the shifting, and I tested for an air leak from the head gasket, and like I said earlier in the video, between the carburetor and the engine, the reeds, and there's no change in RPM at all. So I'm gonna try maybe just richen it up maybe a little bit more, and I'll let you guys know if it runs any better. Jeez. Okay, I need 2 hands for this. So as you guys just saw, when I give it like really slowly throttle, it'll run good. When I give it a good amount of throttle in a fast amount of time, it bogs down. But comment down below if you guys know. I'm still gonna try and mess around with this thing and see if I could get it running right. I just finished tuning it for a little while, and I got it to idle with the choke on and run just a tiny bit better, but it's still just not great. So what I'm gonna do now is take out the spark plug and see what color it is. So if it's black, it's running too rich, and if it's white, then it's running too lean. Obviously, you guys know that this is my first 2-stroke, so that's just how it works for 4 strokes, because that's what I'm used to. Unless spark plugs on 2 strokes are always black from the oil being burns. I don't know, we'll just see what it looks like. Maybe I'd look down to the cylinders, see if I see anything wrong there. I don't know if this is hot, probably is a little, not too bad. Alrighty, so here's the spark plug. Doesn't look black or white, it's like right in the middle. It looks gray. Yeah, so I mean, that looks not too bad. Now I'm gonna take a look down the cylinder, see if I can see anything. So we'll look down there. The piston honestly looks still brand new. I'll kick it over a little bit, see if I see anything. Oh boy, what's that? That black mark. That kind of honestly looks like a chip in the piston. I'll try and get a closer look at that. Oh wait, that's the arrow. Never mind. I got scared there for a sec. I thought that we were gonna need another new top end. That's just the arrow pointing towards the exhaust port. But other than that, the piston looks perfect. I mean, there's oil in the spark plug and everything, oil down in the cylinder, so we know that we're getting good lubrication into the cylinder. I mean, it could just be just a totally shot carburetor, but I can't find a carburetor anywhere for this bike, and it has the new internal, so it should run good, and it was running fine before, so I just don't know. I tried everything I could, cleaned the carburetor, mixture screw, checked for air leaks on the head gasket and the reeds, nothing. The spark plug looks fine. Alrighty guys, so I have good news. This thing is running fantastic. Before I gave up, I was like, I even recorded a really sad outro.
I just want this thing to be done. I know that you guys want to see it done. I want to see it.
But I finally got it. What I had to do is adjust the choke, which I've never really even heard of, but I adjusted the choke because when it would be on no choke, it would be letting in way too much air. So now it's adjusted perfectly, and you guys gotta hear this thing run. So right now I'm gonna start it with the choke off. Before, it would not even start with the air coming in. Now watch this. All right, so now listen to this. I still gotta raise the idle. I'm not completely done, but I was really excited to show you guys. Gotta raise the idle a little. Alright, there we go. Alright, so this thing is running great. It's not screaming loud like a banshee while it's idling. It's running great. So I'm super happy. So I might try and even drive it in this video. guys hear that rattling? It's the muffler. Yeah, it's not completely on. I need to get hose clamps for it. So as you guys can tell, this thing's running great. Sounds great other than that rattle from the muffler. I need to get hose clamps for that. I might even just get a new one because I'm pretty sure this whole front is like coming off. But guys, I think it is time to try and drive this thing around the yard. Last time I was able to drive it. I wasn't able to shift it really, and it would stall every single time it would be put into gear. So now we could test out the clutch with the new adjustments. We could test out the shifting and hope that this thing will actually work now. So guys, let's try this out. All right guys, so here we go. First time ever putting it in gear since we put this thing back together. Hopefully this thing doesn't backflip me off, and hopefully it shifts through the gears. Here we go, first time in gear. It stalled. I figured I might do that. I'm not sure if the clutch is working great, with the adjustments I mean, so we'll just see. The clutch might need to be adjusted a little bit more, because it's not moving too much, so I just might need to make it a little bit tighter, and then it might not stall anymore. Alright, so I'm just gonna tighten up the clutch quick, just from the wire up here, and then hopefully that'll make it engage better. Alright guys, so I just adjusted the clutch. It feels way better, so hopefully it won't stall out anymore. Take two. It worked. Not used to this two-stroke life. Good. And now we have neutral. So guys, it is driving. We have neutral. I'm not going all the way out, obviously, because the rear brake isn't hooked up, and you know, obviously I've never driven it before, you know, when it has full power. But I don't think the clutch is slipping at all. I mean, there's still a couple of small adjustments that we just do, but this thing is running great. It's driving great. Well, driving pretty good. I still haven't, you know, obviously been able to rip it, but I am super, super happy. Alrighty guys, so I am so happy. This thing has a lot of power. Before I was driving around in second gear, I didn't even realize, so I just put in first gear and this thing rips. So now all that's left to do is just button up a couple things, maybe just a couple fine adjustments here and there, throw in the plastics, rinse it down, and this thing will basically be complete. This like probably 8-month now build series is finally coming to an end, and I'm so excited to actually just let this thing rip. These things, I hear, word on the street is that they fly. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Tonight, if this video gets up in time, I will be live streaming on Twitch, or I'm gonna try to, so check out my Instagram and all my social medias. They will be on the outro of this video for updates on just behind the scenes stuff, if I'm going live on Twitch, which I've never done before, and just everything like that. So check them all out. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share your friends with the channel.